What's up? Randy Satisfied here, and I'm not gonna keep you long because we're gonna start out with the first shots of the Kel-Tec P17. First shots, Kel-Tec P17. Thunderbolt, Aquila, Super Extra, Blazer, CCI Quiet, Target, and Federal. So these mags have the mixtures in it, so we'll see if it fares well with the different types of rounds. Nice little piece right there. Nice little piece. I'm gonna say like this has to be almost one of my favorite guns now. And this is one of my first time taking to the range, but it's so light, it's so fun to shoot. I was shooting so many rounds. I had a good time. But let's do the first look at the box and see how it came. And this is the box for it. Nice little hard plastic box. Open the clips up. And here's how it was with the manual. You have the actual firearm. Have a magazine in it. 2 extra mags, so it has 3 magazines total. Some little key items here. Little wrench items here. Put the threaded barrel attachment or adapter that it comes with. There's some receipts and came with some Kel-Tec stickers. I already took those off, put those on my safe. So before I talk about the weapon, let's look at the manual. Because I think it actually mentioned the weight and stuff in it, and I want to tell you that because this is one of the most light pistols I've ever owned or held. Like it's all polymer, but it's so light. I believe on one of these pages mentioned. Sorry, I got a cold today, so I'm a little sniffy. It's a 22 long rifle caliber. I think we already know that. The weight of it, without the magazine, 10.9 ounces. What? 10.9 ounces. With a loaded magazine, add on 2.8 ounces to that. So, wow. Like, wow. So, overall length, 6.7 inches. Barrel length, 3.8 inches. The width is 1.25 inches. The height of it here is 5.3 inches. And the rifling in the barrel, 1 inches. So, it says the trigger pull is 4 pounds. And that is true because when I was firing, it was firing off pretty crisply. Let's go ahead and drop this magazine. If you're not familiar with this gun, now I was vaguely familiar with it when I started wanting it probably a year ago. And I was like, I don't know. But the price is right for something like this if you especially want a 22 long rifle caliber handgun, which I've always wanted to plink around, have fun with. When my kids get older, they can do this because it's practically no recoil. It was a no-brainer when I saw it. I just started looking at it again a few days ago, and so I'm just pull the trigger on it, pun. And why I like it, one, it's light, it's small. It has 3 16-round magazines that come with it. So I guess the P17 stands for hold 17 rounds, 16 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. As you see, it has safety selector. How am I doing it? Am I a magician? No, because it is ambidextrous. The safety is on both sides, as well as kind of like a Walther PPQ or PPS, one of those, where they have, or some of those, the mag release is ambidextrous as well. So I can match down here or here to release the magazine. It's good. How do you break down this gun? Well, first off, let me see this here. The rear sight is blacked out, and this plastic green sight is up here. The name of it is escaping my mind. I'll probably have it written down here in a text soon. And yeah, it's great. What I noticed that people said when they were shooting it is this screw here or this pin here was coming loose on the rear sight or one of these areas up here on this slide, but they locked tight and never had a problem. I didn't have the problem. You saw the video I fired multiple shots. I was supposed to do my math and I shot 25 magazines worth, so I kept reloading obviously, and I would say 400-ish. I know for a fact I shot that entire box of Federal, which is 325 rounds. I shot that, and I know I loaded it with the first 3 mags full of CCI mini mag, which had no problems with, as you saw. And then the next magazines with that, just a random assortment of ammo. So do the math, 400 something rounds fired, not many issues. And I said that for a reason, but I'll get into that. So let me finish going over the weapon first. So the frame is thin, is probably as thin as, or maybe thinner than a shield. I should have brought my M&P shield, but it's a little bit longer than obviously a shield, but it fits perfectly in your hand. I have really large hands, and I think this will go into why I have these in my bag, and I'll tell you that later. But I have large hands, and it still felt really good to me in my hand with the way I grip it. Now, me dropping the magazine again, my finger so long, my thumb so long, It wasn't too much of a pain to do it, but it seemed like I had to adjust my fingers to drop the magazine. But that wasn't too bad. It has a Picatinny rail here, so you put your flashlights on it, and you can see this nut area right here that you can take off. Yes, it is unloaded, and when you take it off, you can put on the threaded barrel attachment that they have. I had it on there, excuse me, but I just took it off because I just didn't want to shoot it for the first time with something different on. I wanted to try it out with how it came with the box. So it's very easy in terms of the takedown. You have these notches here on both sides where you press them down together. You pull the slide back far enough where you can get to this point, lift it up. There it is off the barrel. It has a fixed barrel where the barrel's not going anywhere, it's sitting right here with the spring. Can you pull the slide back, put the slide lock button up, lock the slide back, undo the notch up here to put the threaded barrel attachment on? Yes, I did it yesterday. So that's easy as well. This is basically how the company wants you to break down your weapon. This is basically it. That's all you need to do. Now, can you take the halves of the frame apart, take out the actual spring and barrel? Yes, I've seen people on YouTube do it. I'm not doing it, but you can go to YouTube and find it out. But this is how I would break it down or field strip it so I can clean it, which I just did. And very easy to put back together. You just do the parts in reverse. Put this front section on the barrel, pull it all the way back, you press that side button here to help it go back that bit, and we're back on. Check, bam. Bam, safety's on. I pull in, it's good. So, I love it. I love it, especially for the price that I bought it for. $2 and a little bit of change. I won't say all the numbers because maybe that's a problem with YouTube, but here it is. Back to this part. So, as you saw in the video, I ran it with different types of ammo, and I had a couple of issues with the random ammo that I grabbed out my ammo can, which consisted of Remington 22 Thunderbolt, Aguila Super Extra Blazer, CI Quad 22 Target, and Federal. But I attributed that to something that's very important because I don't think it's the gun and I don't think it's the ammo. I think it's these. So what I noticed was with the way the ejection port is in terms of its location, I did so you can see it better. When I have my shooting hand on just like this and my support hand on, look at it. It's covering up the ejection port. So how in the world do you think a round will eject if your hands are covering up the port? So what I did was I held it the same, yet slid the support hand thumb over a bit. So instead of this, where the round won't be able to eject because it's supposed to eject from right, I'm trying to simulate it, right here, if I had it covered up, it's not gonna work, right? So what I did was adjusted my natural grip and put this thumb further over here. Now, I know it's not ideal to do it in a normal shooting grip for your main guns, I know. But I wanted to try things out to see why I was getting these issues, why I was having these failure to eject issues with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds. Well, 7 out of 400, it wasn't bad, but I still didn't like it. So once I moved my thumb over here, trying to hold it how I was holding it. Yeah, it was like this. Once I moved my my thumb over here and I was firing that way, I had no problems whatsoever because the rounds were able to eject freely from that ejection port. So like I say, I attribute it to my large hands and not the firearm and not the types of rounds. So those rounds shot fine. Like I'm comfortable with shooting all different types of, ammunition from the weapon. So those are the only issues I had. The line up the sights was good. I was shooting a little high at first. I think it's just the way I was shooting out. The trigger pull is a little different than some of the other ones where if you look at it, there's the wall right there, and then it breaks that quickly. And then reset, break. So as I was aiming it, and like, okay, I'm ready, already broke, right? I already fired my shot. And I think some of my shots were a little higher the way I was looking at the front sight. because I'm used to shooting red dots now, so I'm trying to get back in the groove of shooting with irons. But it was fine. Nothing has loosened up. This rear sight hasn't loosened up. None of these pins have loosened up. I'm trying to double check. I think I already said that part, but I'm trying to reiterate it. Front sight is still on there good. I took off this portion and put on the threaded barrel attachment yesterday, put it back on, tightened it up with this tool that came with it. I was kind of concerned if it was going to loosen up while I was shooting. It has not. So after 400 plus rounds or whatever, it is still pretty firm. Loaded chamber indicator is back here, or at least we got the gun charged and ready to go. You see it's red, so you know that once you pull that trigger, it's gonna go bang. Yes, you know, it has last round holdover slide lock is on this side, and that's the only thing I wish it could have been on this side. Me being lefty, I would like to have it on this side too, but no biggie. I mean, I'm not locking the slide back much anyway, like just on my own, right? So magazine's in. If it was loaded, obviously I just pull it back, do that to get the slide back in battery. What I was trying to say is, with some guns, you know, when you start out, this lever is a pain because it's a brand new gun. It's hard to get the slide back in action because it's so stiff. But with this gun, when I first opened it without shooting it, I just tapped it and went down. And I'll do this with my finger here after 400 rounds. And it came down like no problem. I also noticed there was a couple of times where I loaded my loaded magazine in a gun. I don't know if it was because of how hard I did it or how it was starting to wear it down, but I loaded in there like that and slide went forward like that. I was like, ooh, interesting. And the gun was able to fire. But yeah, so magazines work well. Here's how they look. Nothing really special, but I do like their little ridges. Looks pretty cool. I guess you can probably count. I don't know. It has a little window here. You can see kind of where you are in terms of loading. And that's all I have about it. So would I recommend the Kel-Tec P17? Of course I will. Anybody who wants a 22 caliber handgun, this would be a great suggestion for me. And I think people will love those TARS TX22s or those Walthers or things of that nature. But for the price tag, go ahead and Google it. I don't want to say numbers on here, but for the price tag, I think this is well worth it. And I was able to go through all those rounds. You know, big box of 22 ammo is fairly reasonably priced, and you can buy that and shoot all day long, practicing, training your kids when they get older and responsible, things of that nature. And this is nice. What will be my application for this? My application for this will probably be something where I'm running out in the yard, do the grass, cutting, raking the leaves, something like that. I may throw this on since it's very light and it's not weighing too much on me while I'm doing those tasks. Not saying that a Glock or my Smith or something like that is going to weigh too much, but just the ease of this is pretty cool for me. And I'm not going to talk ballistics, but we all know people have those thoughts of, I'm not going to carry a 22 caliber because it's not going to stop anything, blah, 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 blah. You can go find videos about that. But for me, you know, my main thing I used to preach is 9mm is the lowest I'll go for concealed carry. Then, you know, I got my 380, the Glock 42 for that cheap price. And then I got this 22 long rifle, and you look up all the videos, you see, wow, this thing could drop deer, hogs. I said bear first, but I mean, I'm sure it can, right? If you hit it in a certain spot, right? Depending on the type of ammo you got, it can do those things. But I don't know. I'm not gonna get into the weeds with that one, but I am confident with this so far. And I'll throw this in my rotation, especially if I'm at the house. I'll probably keep my other items available for other things, but I think I love it. Great for plinking. Might as well buy it. Didn't cost too much money. You can shoot these ammo all day long and still have more left. So any questions or concerns, let me know. I'm sure when I stop this video, something else will come in my mind that I forgot to mention. But here it is, another quick little view of it. It comes in flat dark earth, this OD green and black. Place I bought it from only had green and black, and I wanted the green anyway, so here it is. All righty. Oh, I'm pointing at myself, sorry. I like it. Boom. Like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all have a great day.